Alright, and we're back. What's going on, guys? Murmaider here with Hell22.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, Chester is not here today. However, we do have a new guest with us. This is the Scenario, as we are going to call him.
How you doing, guys?
It's good to have you here with us.
Oh, I'm excited to be here, man. Like, really excited. First podcast ever.
That's right. So we have some interesting things to talk about today.
Yeah.
So Hell22, let's start off with your review on An Autumn for Crippled Children.
Alright, well this was a good one. I kind of stumbled upon this band from the Netherlands. It's kind of this post-black metal kind of thing going on. Reminds me a lot of Alcest, which is a band obviously we've talked about a lot lately. Kind of nice, very melodic passages, but a lot of black metal screaming. The recording's not as tight as Alcest. I would say it's in the same vein, but just not quite as well done. The name of the album is Everything. Definitely check that out. It's actually their second album, but check them out. I think you'll enjoy it, Murmaider. You'll probably enjoy it.
Okay.
Now I know what you do enjoy.
What's that?
You enjoy a little bit of Edguy.
I love Edguy. Yeah, I just did the review on their new album, The Age of the Joker. It's the title, and
It's not Batman related in any way.
No. It was released this past Friday in Europe. I believe we still have another month before it's released in the United States, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and so that'll be exciting. But I listened to the album, and it is amazing. It blew me away. Especially, I was really wondering where the lead singer Tobias Sammet was going to go with this album, especially since I know he's been busy touring with Avantasia and even Edguy when they were on tour, and I don't know how he does it, but he always comes up with new material, and it just sounds amazing. Everything that you look for in a power metal album is on this album. But yeah, hopefully it'll be interesting to see them live when they come around.
How does this compare to some of their older albums?
I think they got better.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than Rocket Ride? Better than King of Fools? Better than Superheroes?
It's up there. It's like some of their best stuff.
Oh shit!
They definitely are going in the right direction.
You fucking hear this Scenario? I hear this. I'm kind of like just sitting here because I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But I want to learn. Like Edguy, I'm thinking, is this a guy's name or is this like the name of the band?
Yeah, when I say Murmaider likes him a little piece of Edguy, we could be talking about the dude down on the corner.
Yeah, is it that guy or Ed that's sitting down on the corner street or something like that? That's exactly.
Let me take the time really quick to just explain the Scenario here is not your average guy.
Not your average guy. I'm the guy that likes to do push-ups and pull-ups and lift my shirt over my head.
He's a good friend of ours. He really enjoys some techno.
Techno. We're going to get back to that.
I will beat that beat up every chance I can get.
That's right.
That's good, because we are going to talk some techno in a little bit.
That's true. Instead of Edguy, I'm that guy.
So,
but no, explain to me Edguy, that's the name of the band, right?
Yeah, it's the name of the band, yeah. And Tobias Sammet is the lead singer.
Okay.
And he's done other projects with another band called Avantasia. He's done a lot of things. But it's really detailed power metal and amazing stuff. The solos, everything. It's a really exciting album.
So these guys like your screamer guys, basically.
No, there's no
as much?
Power metal is all clean singing. It's like
really.
It's like opera style singing a lot of really high. Like these dudes, you would think they have no testicles because they sing that high.
No shit.
Yeah.
I would. Wow.
He's one of the kings of that. I mean, he pulls it off
Absolutely.
better than almost anybody else in the business.
Yep.
I might even have to check out these guys.
Definitely.
Oh, you will.
Yeah.
Because power metal, as we always talk about, is kind of the best place to start with metal because it's just really easy to listen to, really easy to get into.
Yeah,
it's good workout music, I would say. I mean, I don't know. I don't work out. I'm about 400 pounds, but it's Murmaider. You work out. We all know the Scenario.
Oh, you kidding me?
You can't see he's pulling up his shirt right now. He's got a 12 pack of abs. I don't even know how that happened. I don't think that's possible.
Well, I was gonna say is you used to drum, right?
Yes, I still drum.
Young,
Actually.
you still drum.
I still drum. It's a little hobby I do.
I think you would really like a lot of these bands that we talk about because some of the double bass pedaling that these guys do and the fills that they do are amazing, especially bands like Edguy.
Really?
That will blow your mind away, especially. And
It will fucking blow your mind away.
I know
man.
you're still a guy that's learning, and it's been a while since you played, I think.
Yeah, it has been a while, but I actually kind of want to get back into it.
Well, yeah, these are the guys you should be listening to, because this is real drumming. It's no Travis Barker.
Plus, we're also going to need a drummer for our little project.
Oh yeah, let's not talk
we can't talk about it. We don't want anyone stealing our idea.
Oh, we can tell me later once we go over
yeah, don't worry, we'll tell you when no one's listening.
Yeah.
Fucking mind blowing. I love it.
So, back on track here. Hell22, you did another review this past week from ICS Vortex.
Yeah, that's the guy's name. He's in Demu, he's in Borknagar.
Okay.
But this album is nothing like those two. And when I've been waiting for this album. The album artwork kind of caught me. And when you think that the guy's in two bands that I really like, you think it's got to be good, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I give him credit. He went out and did something that no one would expect him to do. The unfortunate thing is he basically made a 70s psychedelic rock album.
Explain that.
It sounds like it could have been like B-sides from a Pink Floyd album, Deep Purple. It sounds like hippies made it, basically is what I'm saying. And I was sorely disappointed. It's really the first track on it is called The Blackmobile. That's really the only metal song on there, and even that is kind of like bordering on psychedelic metal, I guess. But after that, it just kind of there's the last song is basically a bunch of MIDI files on top of one another, which gets me thinking actually about I'm going to cut that one short. We want to talk about your big review this week, Murmaider, and this is actually a perfect reason for the scenario to be here with us tonight. Murmaider, you reviewed a band from Russia. The name of the band is Promises Lie.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I came across it and gave it a shot. And when I heard this album, right out of the get-go, I knew I just had to write a review about it. Basically, they took techno.
No way.
And metal and tried to mash it together, and it really didn't work out. I mean, it's not like straight techno. It's very electronic though, and
so basically, it's nothing I could like fist pump to or anything like that.
I think I don't know. I think if you took
there's a couple tracks that are a little upbeat. There's one that sounds like you could find it. I mentioned it in the review that you could find it probably on an old Tetris game or something. It sounds like an arcade game. The beginning of it, anyways. But it was just. I feel like they just mixed Tiesto and Owl City and Under Oath and random stuff together, and it was just. It was horrible. And then on top of that, the vocalist, literally, he got worse and worse. The clean singing got worse and worse throughout the album. And the second track, the first track was an intro. The second track that came up, it was okay. It had potential. That's what kind of got me into it. Maybe I was curious where they were going to go with this. And then once I heard, he was just whining and almost just, he was just...
we listened to a couple tracks before we recorded tonight.
Oh, that was the track him listening to.
And it was, the melody on that one song, you just want to sway back and forth.
Yeah.
It sounds like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a techno fan, which is why, it's good that we have this scenario here. But,
this is true, because I can tell you a lot about techno.
I just don't understand. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this band doing? And it really sounded like there was a band, and there was a techno guy, and at the end they went, "Hey man, you wanna do a collabo?" Because if at any point you took out the techno part, musically it wasn't that bad.
Right.
And I think if you take out the metal part, the techno part might not have been that bad for a techno fan.
Yeah, it sounds like they just tried to force them together.
And the singer, you're right. I mean, first of all, they had all those really crummy hardcore screams.
Yeah.
And then when he started doing the clean sing, it sounded like he was crying. He was crying. Oh god.
And, not in like a My Dying Bride kind of sobbing cry. It was whining. It was bad, just bad.
But it kind of got us thinking about things that shouldn't be mixed into metal.
No, that is true. I remember, like I said, now that I recall from what you said when we had played it before earlier, that definitely did not go one bit. Because, like I said, I'm a big fan of techno, and normally listen to techno, something supposed to pump you up, energize you, want you to fist pump, go out to a club and have a good time. this with the metal, that's definitely one thing that probably shouldn't really be mixed in together. You know, kind of keeping both apart.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you know, if you're into techno, that's cool, whatever.
Yeah,
but you know, putting them
that's
together, I think it's an insult to techno fans, and it's an insult to me.
Yeah.
to you.
To me in particular. Like, promises lie? Listen, you don't know me. You probably shouldn't insult me with your brand of techno metal. The video game comparison is perfect. It really sounded, some of it was like Tetris. And after, you know, we don't always listen to the same things. And, you know, that's something I feel like we should mention more often. Is there are some albums that I review that Murmaider doesn't even listen to, and vice versa. So when he told me that he had this review ready to put up, and I went back to read it, as I was reading it, I made the decision very early on in his review that I was not going to listen to this album. Because shit like this makes me angry. It just makes me angry. It just shouldn't happen.
Why does it make you angry?
Why does it make me? Because it's just stuff that doesn't belong together. You know, we're sitting here, we're discussing what we're going to talk about on the podcast. We're talking about stuff that doesn't belong. So the scenario tells me to go on YouTube and look up, what the fuck is the name of the instrument?
Oh, that's right, the Stumpf Fiddle.
What the fuck is this thing?
Hell22, the Stumpf Fiddle is just some random junk put together that, I don't know, maybe some hillbilly on crack or something was like, hey, maybe I can get together and make some kind of instrument. It's literally some tinfoil thing that's got popcorn in it with a wood block that you scrape up and down. It's got coils for strings, like coils that you would find, I don't know, maybe on a bed spring or something. Literally on a bed spring. Like, this is like your cracked out hillbilly Stumpf Fiddle. But when you hear the guy play on it, he's actually making the beats.
He's actually making, and you're not kidding. It actually had unpopped popcorn kernels in the bottom.
Popcorn,
like a maraca kind of thing.
And
get a little horn too.
Yeah, a little white horn.
A bicycle bell. A bicycle bell with a little dinger on the top of it, and you stump it to rattle it, and you hit it with a drumstick.
Like stuff like that. Now, obviously
that would not go well. I mean, how would you play that in with a hardcore metal band?
I don't know. I really don't know. You know, folk metal incorporates a lot, bagpipes, and we had a band last week that had a mandolin in the band. That's cool, but the Stumpf Fiddle. Now, that brings me back to the ICS Vortex album.
That just stumps me. I tell you what.
You guys remember that? The little instrument, the thing you put in your mouth and it kind of like goes twang, twang, twang. It's called like a mouth harp, or there's a bunch of different names.
Yeah, no,
actually, the proper name for it is the Jew harp. I'm not really sure about that, but whatever.
The Jew harp.
The ICS Vortex album has that on it. Someone's playing the mouth harp. Dang, 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 dang. What the fuck is that?
That's weird.
That just doesn't belong. It's like, what, turkey in the straw and metal all at the same time?
Real quick, that guy is not in Demo anymore, is he?
He does backup vocals for Demo.
Oh, yeah?
Isn't that disappointing that he plays the mouth harp?
Yeah.
Abracadabra mouth harp. Get the fuck out of here. All these redneck hillbilly instruments. Which actually reminds me, there was a band, I think they still exist, I don't know. The name of the band is Moto Grader. Now, the reason the band is called Moto Grader is because a guy in the band invented an instrument called the Moto Grader. Okay. It was like this big metal thing, and it had strings and springs and coils in it. It was like you would play it like a guitar and a bass, but it just kind of sounded like a pile of garbage, like metallic garbage.
Yeah, it sounds like a mattress kind of.
Stuff like that. Well, why do you need to do that? There's guitars, there's bass. You don't need that. You don't need that. Fuck.
Because it's you gotta be cool. You know, you gotta be different. It's all about being
How different can you be?